Tasty, tasty. Incredible. Tasty, tasty. Tasty, tasty. Tasty, tasty. tasty, tasty.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, guys. I hope wherever you are, you're having a really, really great Sunday. Moons was first, so congratulations, Moons. Thank you so much for being here. He said, is this thing on? Indeed it is, indeed it is. Anonymous Biker, thank you so much for 22 months of subs as well, dude. I thoroughly appreciate that. Superhands here as well. Says Bugger, second again. I think you were technically third, Superhands, but we'll let you have that. True Blaze is here as well. Adam's here too. So is Twamina. Alvi says good evening all. RL Keeps is here, so is Piney. Evening Jay and chat. Anyone watching League of Legends Worlds at the same time? I know a few people are, because people have been talking about it in a few places that I frequent on Discord. Rue, hey man, good to see you. Mr. Blackbrook as well. Ozkillen here, our resident Australian. Thank you so much for being here. Fred Salazaurus is here as well. So is JQ UK. Thank you very much for being here, good sir. Appreciate you. Bulbs subscribed for 7 months. Says happy Sunday. Thank you so much for the sub, dude. I thoroughly appreciate that. Newfie as well. Hope your week has been fun. Chartered Music also subscribed for 16 months. Says where's that gone? Said hello. Hope you've all had a good week. Nif subscribed for 6 months. Currently on a 5-month streak as well. Manu is here as well. Manu is here as well. Says hello. Wygaz is here too, so is Funky, so is Kevy Babes, and Captain Treadlack, or CP Treadlack, I'm not sure how that's pronounced. Nigel Kipper's here as well. He says, hi everyone, great to be back in here. Huge expectations for today's stream. Don't let us down, Jay. Why would I let you guys down? When have I ever let you guys down on stream? When have I ever done that? Anarchy, thank you so much for 37 months of subs as well. Says, good evening, Jay and chat. I hope everyone has a good weekend. Framed is here as well, so is No Face 3D. DCS Windbreaker. Yeah, you can see Windbreaker in the background. Yeah. Honest Accountant. Hi, Jay. Hope your week has been good. Clever Keeps as well. Hello, good sir. Zosco's here as well. Hope you're well. How was the Shenzhen meetup? We missed you, your Spanish one. Next one is a must. Yeah, I didn't go to Shenzhen. I was at ClackyCon in the EU 4 weeks ago now, and then because of that one I couldn't do Clacky Fest as well, but I will definitely be there next year. I'll make sure I can be there next year. Jay rocking the best estimate ever. I have 2 of this. I have one in the light and one in the dark, and this one came out of the washing machine at home, so I brought it straight in to use here at the workshop. So yeah, Yeah, it is a good desk mat though. It is a good desk mat. Jay's the hobby's Rick Astley. He will never give you up or let you down. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. I feel like this desk mat's like stretched a little bit in the wash. Like it's not quite sitting flush, but it'll be fine. Jelly Master, thank you so much for 35 months of subs as well. I thoroughly appreciate it. Right, okay. Fair bit to talk about today, and I'm also on a time limit as well. So originally, I shouldn't have been streaming today. When I was planning my streams out for the past couple of months, this day I shouldn't have been streaming because I'm supposed to be going on vacation tomorrow, but due to some other things, that's not happening, so I can't go anymore. So all my family is going. They're literally all at my house right now. There's like 8 of them. They're all packed and ready to go, and I have to remain behind, which is one of those things. It's fine. Just work stuff to do, and yeah, unfortunately I can't make it this time, but that's just one of those things. So I'm streaming. That's why I'm here today, and we're going to be building a customer's board today. We're going to be doing a Mercury65 build. So this is for a customer. He actually brought it round. I'm not going to say his name, but he's a really nice guy. Let's just call him T for now. He bobbed around maybe 6 weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer, might even been 8 weeks ago. Brought the board round, picked up some switches, explained what he wanted to do, and it's been sat on my build queue, but today is the day we're going to finally do it for him. As well as that, I've also got some keyboard chores to do, because recently, with us going to a number of different meetups, I've personally bought a load of stock from PT, which means I have a load of keycaps that we need to put into boxes and tubs and stuff. So the tubs that you can see in the background, all of these over here, this is my keycap collection. And I basically have like 4 or 5 sets that I need to put into these tubs, so we'll sit with my collection nicely. So that's something else we're going to do today as well, and then we'll crack on with the Mercury65 build too. So yeah, so just to catch you up with PT news, we're open fully again tomorrow. All in-stock orders that are outstanding from Friday evening through to now and into the morning will ship first thing in the morning. So if you order anything now from the website, it will ship tomorrow. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The next big thing that's going to happen at PT is we have our next container arriving soon. That's going to arrive at port on the 17th, so in 4 days' time. Usually it's about a week after that when we get it, so I'm expecting it to arrive here at the workshop around what would that make it if it arrives at 17th, around the 24th, maybe at the latest Monday the 28th. That kind of time frame is when I'm expecting it to arrive at the workshop, and then we can start to ship it out. There's a load of stuff in there. You can check on Notion if you want an update for something, but the next batch of Neo 80s is in there, and there's some key sets and all sorts of stuff, so it's quite a big one. So that's the next thing that's going to happen at PT. The other thing that's going to happen is next week, at the end of next week, so Friday coming and the Monday after it, so that will be Friday the 18th and Monday the 21st, PT's workshop will be closed. We received a letter from the Data Commissioner's Office, the Information Commissioner's Office in the UK. They've requested that we do a what's the word? An audit of kind of like, have we breached data protection, and show them that we've done that. So we've got a company that's going to log into all of our systems remotely and do it on that Friday and Monday. So we won't be shipping anything next Friday, and we won't be shipping anything next Monday. That means if you order on Wednesday, there is a chance that it won't ship until, well, Thursday, Friday, Monday. Technically we're closed on Thursday, so it'll ship on the following Tuesday, so it'll be almost a week, but we'll have like a banner on the website that explains all of that and stuff like that. We just need to make sure that we're doing that and abiding by the correct rules for the Information Commissioner's Office. So yeah, it's one of those things. It is what it is. Don't want to try and work too much around it, and want to make sure that the guys that need access to the systems have all the access that they need. So we're just going to take that time off and have 2 days non-working, and then we'll pick back up on the Tuesday, which should be good. Might mean it's a busy day on the Tuesday, but I'm sure we'll catch up with everything quite quickly. Just catch up with chat. And Matt, thank you so much for the 5 months of subs. I thoroughly appreciate it. And Bob Hotshot, thank you so much for the 5 subs as well. Thank you to the viewers. I appreciate that. Jay lost his passport. No, my passport's on the side. They had to use it to update my ESTA thing, so it's I know exactly where it is. I only used it a few weeks ago. It's one of those things. Barry, thank you so much for 12 months of subs, currently on a 6-month streak. I thoroughly appreciate that, dude. What do you do with the keycap boxes? To be honest, most of the keycap boxes go in the bin. Like, I collect for me. I don't really sell key sets on the aftermarket personally. So I just get rid of them. Like, the GMK ones are pretty rubbish anyway. They're only designed for transportation, so I just get rid of them. So yeah. The age-old question, I want justification for getting rid of them and putting them into storage containers. Yeah, like... Yeah, it's one of those things. Have you found any of your vintage battleships at JPro7? No, so I did have a look for you the other day, and I do have like keyboards in a few different places. The couple of battleships that I had, I don't know what's happened to them. Now, I know they were here. I have no record of selling them. I don't know where they are, but I haven't looked in every location they could possibly be, so that's something I need to look at some point. Yeah. Evening, running late. Thank you so much, JMS. I appreciate you all. Clever keeps, so true. Yeah, like, just get rid of them, dude. Get rid of them. How was ClackyCon? ClackyCon was great. So it was a few weeks ago now, but it was really interesting to see how different meetups are in Europe compared to how they are in the UK. And I've been to a couple of US meetups and stuff like that, so I was kind of aware how they did things, and that's very similar to the UK method, but the EU method is very different. And the kind of consumer base that visits the EU ones are very new to the hobby, whereas people who come to the UK meetups tend to know everything about everything. They're kind of like the old stalwarts of the hobby, kind of like the linchpins of the hobby in the UK. So very different. Keyboard tour of PT staff daily drivers when? We could probably do that on Instagram at some point. Yeah, we could do that on Instagram. Ballboy, good evening, good sir. Thank you so much for being here. Honest Accountant, hi Jay. Was wondering the other day what old OTDs you had. I have a couple. I don't have as many as I used to. I have sold some semi-recently, like 2 years ago. I have an OTD. I have two OTD, the cheats. One in black and silver and the other one in red and silver, I think. Or is it black and red? I can't remember. One's in the drawers behind me. I also have a 356 Mini. So yeah, I think that's it now. How much is 34 in PT babies? Well, it's 9, 18, 27, 36. You're almost at 4 PT babies, Demotex. Almost at 4. Did you request the ICO audit? No, not personally. It's not the ICO that are auditing us. They just sent us a letter saying, I think it was the ICO or whoever handles data protection in the UK, and they were basically like, right, you need to do this. So like, we could have done it ourselves, but like when I looked at the cost of getting a company to do it for us, it was negligible, and it had taken me like a week to do it. So yeah, it was just one of those things. Yeah, I don't want to do it. It's just one of the things that they've said we have to do. So I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a dirty Wild Rift player. Oh, I don't know anything about League of Legends, so I'm not going to comment on that. What's a battleship images of the Bismarck being housed in the P2 house? No, so old battleship keyboards are kind of like really the vintage keyboards, but they just have massive layouts. So there'll be a full size with like F13 to 24 as like a different setup across the top and whole different clusters around the navigation area and stuff like that. So there's a load of them out there. Shout out to Lightning Keyboards. Hey Lightning, are you watching? Thank you so much for being here, dude. I appreciate you. The cheat is a lovely board. Do you ever plan on letting go of one of them? Maybe. Like, I could probably be convinced to do it. Like, it's not officially for sale, but I don't know. Like, someone else asked me the exact same question the other day, and I told them no. But I don't know. Like, now it's sat with me for a couple of days. Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. I've never used it, to be honest. I don't even know if it works. It's never even been plugged in, hasn't the one that's in here. I have another one as well. So I can't remember if the other one is black and red or if it's red and silver. I can't recall. I think it might be red and silver, but here you go. This is the OTD, the cheat. Comes with a fixed cable and good old cone feet from back in the day. So yeah, it's an interesting keyboard. It has some old ergo clears that someone made up whenever they built it. I bought this off the aftermarket 7 years ago, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I've had it a long time. Cone feet supremacy, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Average Joe, thank you so much for 37 months, dude. I thoroughly appreciate you, man. I thoroughly appreciate you. Oh dear. Favorite 40. I've been liking the look of the apricot recently. I don't have one, but I've seen quite a few pictures of it. I think I saw one at ClackyCon as well. If I had to pick a favorite 40% of all time, it would probably be the Pearl from Kubitschek. That's probably going to be my favorite 40 of all time. So far. Jackie Board's so cute. Yeah. If you're ever looking for a Piaget, just let me know. I'd love to get you. I'm not actively looking for a buy. There's a couple of keyboards I've got for sale, like 35 or something I've got for sale on the Discord channel. Like they're just ones that are downstairs in the actual workshop, sat on a shelf, ready to go if anyone wants to pick one up. Like I'm not actively pushing it and trying to sell it, but like if anyone makes an offer, then I'll probably say yes. Love the art on the back of the hoodie. Yeah, that's it's hard to show you, but that's Ozzy the Octopus. If you buy anything from us, you'll get a sticker with that logo on it as well. So like every package we ship out pretty much right now has got that on. Is there a real delay on the build stream? Oh. No. Like I was looking, there's a real delay on the build stream cam on this view, if you look. But it's pretty okay on this one. I don't know why there's a delay there, but there is. So, hey, it is what it is. I noticed that was a little bit different. GVB, hey man, good to see you. Evening Jay, how's it going? Got a new layout for the stream view? No, I don't think so. I think everything's pretty much the same for the stream view, I think. Don't think anything's changed. Don't think so. Still have my eye on the lilac Clarabelle on the spreadsheet. Nice, yeah. Like, I think someone else is interested in that, so that might be already gone. I'm afraid, autonomy. So yeah. Right. Okay. So I've given you the PT news, which is basically there isn't much until the next shipment arrives. Let's have a quick look at the website and show you guys whatever's in group buy and stuff like that. Because why not, right? We should use these to shell. So over on the new look website, we've dropped a few things in stock recently, such as GMK CYL High Vis, and I do have my personal set here of it to put away, so you'll see this, how bright this is. This has been really popular. We put this in stock on Friday. We only have one base kit left in stock now. Like I was checking earlier on, and there's only one left available, which is kind of crazy. Also got the Mode 65 in stock, and the High Vis Artisans, and a few other things as well. In terms of pre-orders, I want to bring this to your attention, the pre-order for the TKD PT175. I built an Acorn version of this on stream 3 weeks ago, I think now. This board was really, really good, and we have a limited number of units up for pre-order right now. There's a small chance that if these sell out, we will restock them, but they are literally en route to our Chinese forwarding company right now, and we will have them in the UK very, very quickly thereafter. Like we'll airship them over, so they should be here in the UK in like, I want to say like by the end of October, like within 4 weeks from now, like by this time in November, they'll be shipped to customers and they'll be sat on the shelf in stock and ready to go. So if you are interested in a good 75%, these are really, really well priced. There's a ton of different colors. The only color, ironically, we don't have is Acorn. That's one of the colors that we didn't pick to buy. And you can pick most of them in solder or hot swap. So definitely take a look at those. And then in group buys, I want to call out that we've got the group buy for the PBS MV Classic. So if you want to try a new profile, Penguin Belly Slide is here. It's by Mateo, and it's kind of like a new uniform profile. And it's stunning. It's really nice. This set's by Max Voltar, MVKB, and it's just a really, really nice profile. We sold out of the blank samples of this so quickly, like within a day we sold out of them. So if you're interested, do pick up a set of this in group banner. It's been really popular, and as you can see, it just looks fantastic. It just looks so good. Like it's really, really nice. It's really, really nice. As well as that, I also want to call out the Constance TKL. If you're in the market for a TKL right now, this might be the new daddy on my desk when they come in. I haven't decided what color I'm personally going to go for yet, but it all looks so good. It all looks so good. It's just such a sleek design. Like, look at the base on this thing. Look at that. Such a sleek design. It's so cool. Yeah. So take a look at that as well, maybe. Take a look at that as well. Right. Let's catch up with chat.
Incredible.
And then I can start doing some keyboard chores. So, where did we get to? Maybe I'm just never here early enough to see this scene. Maybe. Do PT sell keyboard stands? Yeah, we do. I don't know if we actually have any in stock right now. Why does that not show? Yeah, in stock. Keyboard stands. Oh, we've sold out. I will make some more on the laser. I don't know if I have one to hand, actually. I don't think I do. In fact, I might do, actually. Give me a second. So I make these in-house using our laser cutter, and they're pretty good. Like they have frosted acrylic or clear acrylic. We do glass green, as you can see, really nice. It has the logo etched in there. 2 really strong, robust aluminium bars. And then if I grab another keyboard, I can show you how they sit on there. So it just sits on just like so. So they stand up, they're pretty robust. You're not going to knock them over or anything like that. They're nice and easy to pick up with the keyboard because you can just hold onto the back of it. And you can see it kind of like sits nicely at an angle. So they sit at that angle there. So yeah, we do keyboard stands. I can make some more this week, I think. They were a product born out of necessity. I needed them for the background on the old stream layout when I used to be in the old building. So yeah. So yeah, we do have them. Out of stock. Yeah, I'll make some more in stock. You're doing some discount codes for stock sets, might pick up MT New Dolch. Do you know what? Yeah, we can do a discount for MT New Dolch. If anyone else has a product they'd like to see a discount on during the stream, let me know. Let's see, what can we do? We can probably do 10% on MT New Dolch. I think, Lightning. Let me set that up. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. In stock, MT New Dolch. Okay, so this will end when the stream finishes. But you can get 10% off of MT New Dolch using the code I'm about to pop in chat. Let me grab the link to it as well. There you go. There you go. I hope that works for you, Lightning. 10% off MT New Dolch. And Mr. Blackbrook, thank you so much for pinning that. There you go. There's the link as well, so you can grab that. And that's the code. There's so many good things in stock, but I've been using all my money on Yu-Gi-Oh! At the moment. Nice. I haven't thought about Yu-Gi-Oh! For a long time. Constance looks so nice. Words can't describe. Yeah. That purple with GMK Regal. Dude, GMK Regal is such a good set. And GMK Phantom as well. Both great sets. Both great sets. I really like the IRL Red Bower version. Looks nice. Yeah, like I got that because I went to the Novel Keys meetup and I was able to meet them. Any discount on curated switches? I really can't do a discount on the curated switches. Like, we basically have it set so the margin's a penny a switch, and that's kind of like as low as I can go price-wise, I'm afraid. The watch slowly rotating behind Jay is hypnotic. Yeah, so that's a watch winder. Where is it? Wrong way. There. I have a few watches that I collect, and they have like an internal weight that keeps them charged up. So yeah. Dang, the koala sounds good. Dude, this koala sounds so good. Yeah. True MT new believers will pay 10% overs. Yeah, well, yeah, maybe. Maybe. Perhaps Lightning isn't convinced yet. Okay, so let's go back to talking about the website stuff very, very quickly. So we talked about there's MT New Dolch. Just also to call out that I do have my own coffee company. As you can see, we sell our own coffee. This is jaceroaststory.co.uk. You can pick up Classic Blend, the Fiction Blend, or the Sci-Fi Blend. These are all roasted very locally through another company that we use very locally to here. to our recipe and our specification. So yeah, you can pick these up in stock and ready to ship as well. If you order it today, it'll ship tomorrow. That's how quick we are with the coffee as well. And also, if you do want to support the stream, if we get the goal at the bottom of the stream, bottom of the screen up to 100%, we'll give away some GMK sets today. We'll play marbles for some GMK sets at the end. Cool. Okay, that's that done. Time to do some using Typist Brew Dark at the minute. Nice. Like, Typist Brew hasn't existed for almost a year now, but the Jay's Roastery stuff is really cool. I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of it. Koala and Cam Boutique Eucalyptus at some point. Don't think we sell that, but yeah, this is the Koala keyboard. The light down at the bottom is a bit terrible, but there you go. This is the TGR Koala. It's a pretty cool board. Big slab of copper on the rear. So yeah. Bouquet. Oh, boutique. Okay, yeah. Cool. Okay, so let's crack on with some keyboard chores then, because I've got a few to do. A few sets to show you. I'm just going to zoom in the camera just a touch. There we go. That's probably a little bit better. Right, first up, we have MV Expo. So this is a set that I took to ClackyCon. And I put it on one of the JO1s that we took. Yeah, JO1. And if you haven't seen this set, it's kind of like a bit of a unique set within GMK because every single legend is UV pad printed, which is kind of unusual. Usually that's led for tertiary legends like on GMK Wasabi or Grizion or something like that, where the sub legend is kind of like the pad printed, UV printed option. But here on this particular set, the whole set has been done that, and that's so that Max Voltar, Tim could do basically what he wanted with the layout and with all of the legends. So it's very kind of what's the word? Art Deco inspired key set, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Such a beauty. What are your thoughts on the OG Janes V1.5 Jane? The old Janes are good. I've had most of them over the years. I think my favorite Jane of all is probably the CEV2. I do have one. Unfortunately, I dropped it a couple of years back and got a bit of a ding in the corner, so I've been on the lookout for another one for a long time. Yeah, that's probably my favorite Jane. I have a few of the ME ones as well quite recently, and the V3, the Rubber Haku V3 looks really good as well. I did get to play with one on stream a little while ago, and we had it at the UK meetup too, and that's a pretty cool set. So as you can see, very Art Deco inspired. So the rest of this set is on a JO1 that's kind of like in storage at the moment. Just to give you an idea of what some of the actual legends look like, I'll show you the second tray. So you can see it's very Art Deco inspired in terms of the text and the legends and everything else. It's a pretty cool set. It's pretty cool. I've seen people report literal holes in terminal after a couple months of use, so I don't think I could ever pick up a full UV printed set. I mean, I have a set of GMK, oh god, what's it called? It's the green set. That he did in like 2016. What the hell was it called? It's like my favorite set as well, or one of my favorite sets. Oh, come on! Someone knows it. Someone knows the name of the set. It's like it was green and white set. They did a white modifier set. Not Grizion. No, it was. It wasn't Triumph Adler, but it was very similar. Royal Alpha, GMK Royal Alpha. I had that set, and that had pad printed sub-legends, and I used that every day for about 4 years. And it has no marks on it, so I think it really depends on your skin and like the kind of like oils that you have and what environment you're in. If you're the type of person that shines GMK, perhaps it's not for you. But I've had no issues, and we've had customers that have been using this set for like 6 months now with no issues as well. So yeah, I think people who bought Redacted as well, with the aim of having the Redacted legends wear off and be visible again. I don't think I've ever actually seen anyone where it has become visible again, even though it's underneath. So Yeah, different strokes for different folks. Coniferous was a great set, but no, that was darker, set on the modifiers, and kind of a beige colour on the alphas. But anyway, that's MV Expo. That's the first one done. Next up we have another, this one will be half empty as well. So this is KKB Pandora by one of our very own British designers. And this also is only a half set because it's on a keyboard already. Site filter request. Would it be possible to have a filter that shows in-stock keycaps with a base kit inside? Yeah, so it depends. We're working on that. So the new website was launched 3 weeks or so ago now. And it was kind of launched because Shopify made a change that broke something on the old website. Now, the new site wasn't supposed to launch until the new year. I planned on fully working it over Christmas. Like, we take a 2-week break at Prototypist over Christmas. And I planned on spending that whole 2-week break on the whole new website and getting everything up and running and making it pretty cool. And one of the things on the backlog for that is a whole new filtering system, because it wasn't something we had historically that was great. And we don't really have it now. And the filters we have now are kind of like the first start of that that kind of option to have good filters on there. But I haven't finished it. And as I say, if we didn't have to launch the site, it would have all come together in January. My aim is still to have the new filters up by January, but I just need the time to build it. There's probably 400 or 500 hours worth of work to try and put in to get that done. I will get there eventually. It will happen. It's just going to be a time. I've seen a picture of R1 Grision floating around that's heavily shined, but the UV legends are intact. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. Do you do hoodies that are not zip-ups? Not on the website at the moment. The ones on the website right now are zip-up only. But they are super thick and have like a fleece lining. The one I'm wearing right now is only for staff, but we might do like a limited edition run of it with the full Aussie logo on the rear. If you guys would be interested in that, put it in the suggestions on Discord and I'll take a look at it. We could probably do like a very quick pre-order and have them ship in a few weeks' time. Yeah, we could absolutely do that actually. If you'd like a PT hoodie with let me show you in full screen. Let me turn around and show you with the Aussie logo on the rear. In fact, I think we have it on a t-shirt. Here you go. With this logo on the rear, we could do that. Put it in the suggestions on Discord. The more people do it, the more people who put a suggestion saying do that, the more likely I am to do it. So yeah, 100%. I'll definitely send you a shirt, Clever Keeps. Like we've had enough conversations now where I can send you a shirt. You prefer all your merch? Well, you actually have a t-shirt that was worn by me at the UK meetup. You have this t-shirt in white. So what happened was we did a meetup in Leeds, and I had a t-shirt on with the PT logo on all day, as you would expect. And we were going out for dinner afterwards, and Mr. Blackbrook was kind enough to offer me his use of his hotel room for 10 minutes just to freshen up and get changed. So I didn't have to go like 25 minutes home and then 25 minutes back and be like an hour until I got there for dinner. So I took advantage of that, had a quick wash, got changed, stuff like that. And I left my shirt in his room because I had another t-shirt with me. And he now has that t-shirt that was pre-worn by me, which was probably not the nicest smelling shirt because it was very hot on that day and it was very warm. So yeah. Does anyone else have the issue with KKB modifiers, longer keys not staying straight when using long poles? That's likely because you need long pole stabilizers as well. Try using long pole stabilizers at the same time and it might work better. So yeah. Sign me up for a hoodie provided they do Super Hands XL size. Well, let me know in the comments when you post it on Discord saying what sizes you need, and I can have a look and see what sizes we can get and what sizes we can do. No Salad, no Sauces. Hi mate, the Neo 65 is unreal, the one I collected, thank you. Hey man, you're welcome. Thank you very much for popping by. It's always great to meet new people and see new people. I'm glad you enjoyed the keyboard. It's the non-stabilized keys? I've not experienced that then, no. It could be the switches. So, where do the key I can show you. So on the base of the key, you'll see that basically they fit into this cruciform here. Not all switches are made to the same specification, so some will grip tighter onto the keycap because the stem is slightly wider, and some the stem is slightly smaller, so it won't grip as well. And different materials happen to be different as well because they have a different friction coefficient, so how tight they hold on is based on the friction coefficient as well. So you might find that if you have something like a UHMWPE stem, that it doesn't hold on quite as well as, say, it would do if it was a POM stem in the switch. So there's all sorts of things like that to consider. It could just be that maybe the switches or keycaps have been stretched on another switch or something like that, or in another use case. So that's always something to consider as well. MK UK meetup in Leeds was awesome. Can't wait for the next one. Yeah, me too. Me too. So, I don't know if this is spoilery news or not, but I don't know if MK UK is planning on doing a meetup next year in 2025, but Prototypist absolutely is. We're looking at dates at the moment, and it will be at the same location as the last Leeds meetup was, just because it's close to PT's HQ. So we are going to do like a PT one. We're hoping to have about 500 people attend if we can use the outside space and do a little bit more stuff as well. Because we've been working with the venue to try and make it a little bit bigger. I don't know what's going on here, but why would this not sit together? There we go. That's better. So yeah, so more news on that really, really soon. It's probably going to be announced some point in the next, I don't know, 6 weeks, I'd like to think. Need to work out a lot of the details, dates and timings and stuff like that. Yeah, it should be good, and hopefully we're going to make it so it's either free to attend or very, very cheap to attend as well. That's something I'm actively working on as well. Okay, so that's KKB Pandora done. Nice. 2 more to go. The next one up is GMK High-Vis. Now, if you haven't seen this set, this is just ridiculous. Like, the box looks bright, and it's kind of got like a holographic effect, and it's embossed or debossed. It's pretty cool. It's a cool set. It's even got the logos on the Nui legends on the rear that are holographic as well. It's a really cool set, but it's very, very bright. And as soon as I saw it in real life, which was at ClackyCon, that was the first time I saw it in real life because Max had his personal set there. I couldn't not buy this. So this is a stupidly bright set. This is really, really bright. Like, it's like highlighter yellow. It's so cool. As I say, we only have one of this left in stock, or we did when I started streaming. So yeah, prepare yourself for this because it's ridiculous. Whew. Look at that. Like, in the light here, look how bright that is. It is just absolutely neon yellow. The legends are cool as well because the legends are kind of like a double shot metallic. So this is easier to show you if I show you the underside of the keycap. But that's like a metallic silver. The camera's not going to pick up the metallicness on the legend. Oh, it does there. Like, you can see, like, the metallic legends are just so cool. It's super bright. If you like bright sets, this is bright. It is highlighter yellow through and through. It's such a cool color. $500 people. How far the hobby has come since the first MK UK in London, and 20 in a coffee shop. Yeah, so we're working with the venue because there's another venue behind that we could potentially have as well and have it split over 2 sites. And what I'd like to do is have like a, if possible, have like a site for vendors and stores and stuff like that, and a site for people to actually mill around with as well. So we'll see. So yeah. This is a cool set, and it is super, super bright. And of course, you can see it's got the Nui legends as well. So these are all brand new legends, including the alphas. This is not the Cherry standard font. If I hold up a keyboard with the standard GMK font, the standard Cherry font, you can see here that it's actually slightly different. Can you see how that Q is more rounded than oval? And that's the same for all of the legends. So if I put a couple more on there as well, you'll be able to see. So this is a whole new set of legends developed by. You see, the A isn't slightly elongated. The Z is squarer and smaller. So yeah, it's designed by Max Voltar, and these are all free to use for designers as well. So if you are an aspiring designer and you want to use the Nui Legends, you can do. That is absolutely something you can do. The ISO enter looks so flaccid. Wait, what? You mean on that board? Yeah. The ISO enter for here. Oh, you mean the legend for this? Yeah. So for this one, for the Nui Legends, the ISO enter legend is dropped down to the bottom of the keycap. Yeah. Q is super rounded as well. It is. It is. So this is a whole new legend set, and as I say, it's just a pretty cool set. What's the closest to the IRL color? Like this top-down view. What's this? How does it show on here? Let's have a look. Yeah, so the top-down view is closer. Like it looks washed out here. The top-down view is closer. Wait, yeah, this view is closer. This is pretty accurate. Because they've got their top lights on today, like the face cam isn't as accurate as it usually is. Yeah, if you've ever used a yellow highlighter, that's the color. It is that color. Right. Okay. So this is GMK MV High Viz. I like the new font more. Also, the long time no speak. I renamed it for Dark Canaries for the last. From yes, Serena. I remember you well, Brood Focus. I remember you well. Thank you very much for being on stream. It was great to meet you guys. That must be a year or so ago now. So for anyone that doesn't know, I went down about a year ago to see British Army Esports in the UK. British Army, of course, in the UK. And we took a lot of keyboard stuff down, and we shared some stuff with them. Yeah, it was a good day. It was a really good day. Mod Musings, hey man, good to see you, dude. Yeah, this set is bright. Like it breaks the camera. It's that bright. So yeah, you buy that in pink highlighter. Do you know? Funnily enough, when we were at ClackyCon and I saw the set, I did say to Max Voltar that we needed to do like a pink highlighter set because pink is my favorite color. So yeah, that would be really cool. That would be really cool. Custom 3, hey man, good to see you. I really dislike the ISO enter for the new font. Pretty nice otherwise. Yeah, I get why people dislike it because it's so low down. Or is the ISO enter, like the arrow key is so low down on the ISO. I completely understand that, but you know, I think if you raise that issue with Max Voltar, he's potentially likely to consider an option to update that. I don't know. That's all we can do. We can ask. Yeah, I'm trying to think when it was that we went to British Army Esports. I'm going to have to look it up now. Because that was such a long time ago. When was that? I'm going to have to look in my emails now. When was it? Right. It was November 2023, so it was almost a year ago. November 23. Wow. Yeah, November. Yeah, you're right, Brood Focus. November. That's crazy. About a year ago. Yeah, I kind of had to look it up. Like things like that just play on my mind, and I'll be questioning it all night if I don't look it up. Yeah, that was a really good day. It was a really good day, and did I go out for drinks with some people that night? I can't remember. I do remember setting off very early the next morning for the drive home. I'm pretty sure I went for some drinks with someone, but I can't remember who it was now. But I do remember having some beers with someone. I remember from the MKUK meeting. Nice. Yeah, so that was when we were planning the MKUK meetup. Drinks you can't remember are the best. Well, I can't remember who. I mean, it's a long time ago. I would have been fine. I don't remember the last time I was drunk. Like, the last time I was drunk was probably. It must have been over 20 years ago. Like, I must have been a teenager at the time. Yeah, it must have been like 18, 19 the last time I was properly drunk. isn't something that happens very often these days. Well, the army, so probably, yeah. Yeah. I hope you're doing well anyway. I hope you're doing well. It'd be good to catch up with you guys, actually, and see how things are going for everyone. Right, okay, so that is GMK High-Vis done. This colour is kind of crazy. Properly is a good time. Like, the last time I got so drunk that I couldn't remember something from the night before, or even so drunk that I was, like, sick, it would have to be 20 plus years ago. Like, I'm 40 next, and it's definitely not been whilst I've been with my wife, because I'd remember that. And we've been together 11 years now. So yeah, it's definitely longer ago than that. I think it was pre me working at the bank, and that would have been 18 years ago this year. So that would have been 18 and a half years ago. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it was over 20 years ago since I was last drunk to the point that I could not remember something, or that I was like physically sick from it. Right, okay, the last one is something I need to shout out to Moons for, because he has been a genuine lad and has sent me something which is really, really kind of him. So I didn't buy this, he's just bought it for me and sent it to me, so this is a gift that I'm hugely grateful for. And he sent me GMK CY ZX set, the SIL ZX set. It's really cool. It's a really cool set. So yeah, I owe Moons a huge thank you for doing this for me. He did check the set and make sure everything was okay before shipping it on, just because he paid for it. If we had any warranty issues, he had to do that. So yeah, so we're going to do a little bit of a trade, and he's going to get the Clarabelle off me as a thank you. So not only did he get me the base kit, he also got me the kind of like the novelties add-on kit, which has the R5 keys in it as well for the arrows, which is just really cool. And he also bought me the desk mat as well, which I'm not going to open on stream today because it's going to be on my desk next week. But yeah, he was a genuine lad, and thank you very much, Moons. Thank you. Yeah, this is the one that's on drop. I think they're about to put it in stock very soon. Yeah, does look great set from the pictures Jake you had of it. Yeah, so I think I got this on Wednesday, but I haven't looked at it yet. Yeah, look at that. Such a cool set. It has some front printed legends as well. So I just need to find a keyboard for this. I think we might put it on the black JO1, because I think it'd look really good on that. I think it has UK ISO as well. Oh, interestingly, it doesn't have UK ISO, but oh, does it? It does, sort of. I think Moons has done that for me. So what he's done is he's actually changed this. Well, he does have UK ISO. He's changed these keys over. So I was really confused for a second because I was expecting to see the ANSI keys here and the ANSI enter there, and all of a sudden I see the UK ISO. So like for like a second I was really confused. But thank you, Moons. I genuinely appreciate that. It looks like he put ISO on the UK. That's okay. He did. Yeah, he absolutely did. I knew he'd check the set for any duplicates or missing keys and stuff. So thank you, Moons. I appreciate that. Such a pretty set. High-Vis 2. Yeah, UK ISO looks better as it has the extra red backslash. It does, yeah. This one's to keep the theme, they should have moved the colours one row over. Came with extra ANSI compatibility. Yeah, and it came with free ANSI compatibility. One thing I do want to call out though is look how tall Cherry R0 keycaps are. Look how tall they are. So this is what you usually see. This is an R1 keycap. You see that quite commonly. That's the F row or num row. Look how much taller R0 is. Look at the height difference. R0 is properly tall. And then you have the R5 bottom row as well, which is also similarly gigantic comparatively. But we'll have a proper look at that when we look at the set next week. R0 is huge. Yeah, it's cool though, it's R0. R5 is cooler than R0. I dare anyone to challenge that, but DSA is flat, so it doesn't look like DSA, but it looks like SA. Shomi, thank you so much for the 2 months of subs. I thoroughly appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Tasty.
R5 is fine. 9+ degree typing angle. Are religionables not R0 a thing? I don't think there's a mold for relegionable R0. I did inquire with GMK a little while back about what legends they had for R0. I don't think that relegionables was on that list, but I don't think I specifically asked either. But I can find out. I can find out. R5 is fine on a 9-degree typing angle. R5 is fine on any typing angle. I personally feel that I've just given myself a paper cut with the cardboard. Look at that. It's not even going to show. There's like a paper cut there now. Great. I personally feel that R5 should be the de facto standard bottom row. It should be. Like, there's just no reason to not. Are those coasters coming to the site, Jake? Yes. TBC. If you mean the Max Voltor and Salvan ones, yes, this is called the Launchpad by Max Voltor and Salvan. I'm not sure if the text's going to show up very well. These are a test at the moment because, well, I have 2 copper and 2 brass, and this copper is clear coated and it stays nice and shiny. This copper is not, and it patinas. So this is more of a test bed where I'm just trying them out and seeing how they go with regular usage. So yeah, we'll see. I think we're going to stock them. I'm just not sure of the details yet, or what type we're going to do, or a few of the bits and pieces. No blood. Yeah, no blood. It is just a scratch. You're right. It felt like it cut deeper than it did. How about those coasters I tried? So these would be really cheap. Like these I made on the laser, and I made like loads of different designs. I found that when we were doing them on the laser, because like they're designed to be cheap, and these would be like, I don't know, like a pack of 4 would be like 8 quid, 10 quid, something like that, and like 5mm thick MDF. I found that the larger the pattern size, the better they came out. So yeah, so we can probably do those. Like, I didn't even know that those existed when I made these. I wasn't even aware. So yeah, just one of those things. But yeah, like I like to make things on the laser, and what happened is I had like a downtime one morning for a couple of hours, so I made myself a little coffee table from some old alloy wheels I had lying around, and then I needed some coasters for the coffee table, so I made some coasters, and you know, just making things right. What kit was this called actually? What is this kit called? Extension kit. So we've got base and extension kit. You made them with your cutter a while back? Yeah. Yeah, I made them on the laser cutter, yeah. Paper cuts sting the most? Yeah, paper cuts can be terrible. It's actually not that bad at all. It's more scrape the skin than anything. But it felt like it had cut really deep at the time. GMK ZX. Nice. It's fine. I'm tough enough to recover from a small paper cut, I'm sure. I did all the saying that I did get stung by some nettles yesterday cleaning up after my dog, and I was not happy about that. Was it yesterday? No, Friday. I did get stung by some nettles, just like here in the crook of my hand. In fact, there's still like a tiny little mark there where I got stung by the nettles, and every time I closed my hand, like I could just feel it like being burny and stingy, and it was just horrid. And I was very, very complaining about it, which isn't usually like me. I'm not usually a complainer, so I usually just crack on. But yeah, I don't like nettles. Imagining having 20 paper cuts and I'm dipping my hands in lemon juice is how I stay focused if I see someone pretty. So that's what you're thinking right now. You're looking at me, dude, right? You're seeing me thinking, Jay's so pretty, I have to dip my hands in lemon juice, right? Right? Really? Right? No chance. No chance, that's the answer. Right, okay, so that's all 4 of those sets done. Pandora, Expo, High-Vis, and ZX. Ironically, 2 of which came from Max Voltar, which is one of the most prolific designers in the hobby right now. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, done with the printer. I'm going to pop these to one side. And now it's time to do what we actually came here to do and build the Mercury65 for T, who I think is watching. I think he is watching. I'm just gonna get up his. I don't know his screen name, unfortunately. I know he watches the streams. If you're there, like, just do a little post, just so I know. But yeah, like, I'm just gonna make sure I'm doing everything correctly. But this is a board he's had for a while. He bought it from us a while back, and he has a hotspot PCB and ANSI layout, and we're gonna basically convert it to ISO-UK. Chat music, there he is. There he is. So, were we changing the plate as well? I think we were changing to this plate and this PCB. Chat music, let me know. Let me know. And we do have some spare keycaps here because we're going to need those later on, because we have to convert the whole board from ANSI to ISO. So we have the extra keys needed there to be able to make that change. Max and Mod Musings are killing it at the moment. Yeah. Mod Musings is really cool as well. He was in the stream earlier, right? He was watching earlier on. He's a good man. He's a good man. That's the only plate that supports ISO? Right, gotcha. It's been a while since we had that conversation. I'm going to get the keycaps out now, just so that we've got everything ready. Let's push that bower light just under there. Pop these keycaps there. Yeah. Mod Musings is kind of... he's someone who I... if I could be any designer, it would be Mod Musings. His sense and sensibility in design is something that I wish I could do. I am not a designer. I never will be. I am very much just an enthusiast, like most of you guys are. I could never be a designer. I've been told that on numerous occasions, and to be fair, I believe it. So, yeah. Mod Musings is the designer I wish I could be. Okay, cool. So, the only thing we didn't think about was stabilizers for this, because I'm going to have to dismantle the board to take the stabilizers out and then move them across to the new one. So, this has some PBT Dysub GMK Cafe, sorry, not GMK, but the Cafe keycaps on, and we're going to make it ISO. Here's the base of it. If you like space-based things, speaking of which, did anyone watch the SpaceX launch today with the Super Heavy and the Starship? Did anyone see that? Because that was history being made live. If you didn't watch that, you missed out on some real history being made. Okay, let's see what size screwdriver we need for this. I think it's this one. It is. Let's grab a little tray. So it's called Timeless, I'm pretty sure. Oh, is it Timeless? I thought it was Cafe. Maybe it is Timeless. Maybe it is EPBT Timeless, yeah. I thought it was Cafe from looking at it. I love how Matthew does his behind the scenes videos and walkthrough of his thought processes. Very insightful. Yeah, very demure, very mindful. Yeah. But no, Matthew is one of the people I wish, like, every time he pops up in my DMs, I'm like, oh, it's him. I have to be really nice and kind and hope he keeps messaging me. He's someone I really like as a designer. Your audition should just not show Cafe. You are probably right. You probably know more than I do at this point. Right, okay, I think we can just flip this over now. Do you know, of all of the keyboards we've had, the Mercury65 is one that I don't think I've ever built. Usually I end up building most keyboards we stock, and I don't think I've ever built a Mercury65. Or if I have, I don't actually recall building it. Jay having his senpai notice me moment? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so that's the top case off. I'm just going to put that to one side. And what switches do we have here? Are these tangerines? Yeah. Okay, let's get the JST cable out there. And as I say, we're switching this from the hot swap PCB to the solder PCB and changing the layout whilst we're at it. So, first job, let's pop the keycaps off. I want an ISO plate for my Mercury65, but I refuse to buy it direct from Rocket, and they haven't released plate files. So I'm going to be honest. Rocket Keyboards and I do not have the best relationship. They were not exactly truthful in some of the things they told me. They were very demanding, and I don't think we will do business with them again. Like I don't want to fall out with people ever. Like I just don't. I hate drama. I hate falling out with people. I hate being made to feel like I'm wrong for having my own opinion and things like that. So yeah, I don't want to fall out with them or anything like that, but I don't think I'd want to work with Rocket Keyboards again. So yeah, which is a shame because the board's really nice. The board's really nice. But there was a lot of like contractual stuff that we had agreed, which has all been settled and sorted. But they were very much on the case of they'd set the contract terms and then they wanted to break them for a reason that suited them and didn't suit us. And it was like, well, we'll do it by the terms of the contract, right? And they're like, no, you need to do it this way now. It's like, well, that's not what the contract said. So, and then they told me that another vendor had changed the contract for them, and so I should. And then it turned out afterwards that other vendor had not done that at all, because that other vendor was my keyboard, who no longer existed at this point. So, yeah. That's a bummer. It's one of those things, like in business, like things can upset people and sometimes relationships can break down because you're making decisions that are right for your business, right? And I make decisions for Prototypist every day. That's what I have to do. That's my job ultimately. Whilst Mel's packing boxes and Sharon's taking care of all of the kind of like logistics and Josh is doing any designer things we need him to do. My job is to make the decisions, right? And it doesn't matter what element of business you're working in, there will always be some people who disagree with your decision. That could be the designers you're working with, or it could be the logistics partners you're working with. It could be absolutely anyone. It could be someone who you think is your best friend, someone who you think is your worst enemy. And sometimes you'll make decisions because you have to make the decision and people won't like it. Other times they'll really like it and they'll be happy. And sometimes you'll just make that one decision and that just makes them see you in a completely different light, or I'll see them in a completely different light. And it's just part of business sometimes that decisions have to be made and you are never going to satisfy everyone with those decisions, and that's just something you have to accept, unfortunately. It's sad because it can affect you mentally and, you know, mental health wise, and it can provide sticking points, it can change relationships overall, and sometimes people can't see past you made a business decision, but that doesn't mean we can't still be friends or mates and see things like on a personal level. So it's one of those things, but yeah, it makes it difficult sometimes.
Tasty, tasty. Tasty, tasty.
Esrip Keeps, thank you so much for the 11 months of subs. I thoroughly appreciate that. And thank you so much to Piney as well for the Ko-fi subscription. Thoroughly appreciate that as well, dude. I found a MyKeyboard.eu invoice when packing to move a couple of days ago. Keepsake. Yeah, like my keyboard owed me a fair amount of money. But it's just one of those things. Calm happened. Did it? What did Calm happen by? That's why I won't buy from them. Okay, babes. Well, I appreciate your support. I don't know if I have the plate files. And if I do, I don't know if I have anything contractually that stops me releasing them. I will investigate next week. No promises, but I'll investigate if I have the files. And if I do, if there is anything in my contract that stops me releasing them, I'll have a look at that. Because it'd be great for people to have access to what they want to have access to. Plates can be custom designed by relatively easily once you have the layout. Yeah, absolutely. Like, you just need the outside shape. Once you have the outside shape of the plate and you know how big these tabs are and how big the outside diameter is, you can. There is only one way that you can lay out the vast majority of keys to fit in the case. So at that point, it becomes quite easy to remake the plate file. Speaking of falling out, did the guy you were talking about last week reach out to you after extending the olive branch? No. So the guy that was about the Constance TKL, he was unhappy with what I thought was a friendly discussion. Back and forth debate. He felt that was me being negative towards him. I genuinely didn't mean it that way or see it that way. I think he watched the stream last week. If he's watching this week, I really hope you do reach out. Like, genuinely, I hope you reach out to talk to me. Because I offered him a free Constance TKL as an apology, and I haven't heard anything back from him. If he does, the offer's still there. I'm not going to take that back or take it away. But I am aware that he posted again on Geek Hack, and it wasn't particularly favourable about last week's stream. So it's probably best we don't discuss it anymore. But you know, my point still stands. I've made him an offer, and I'm more than happy to stand up to that offer and fulfill it for him if he so wishes, as an apology from me. So yeah, that's it. Ellie Wren, thank you so much for 27 months of subs. I thoroughly appreciate you. Says, yo, it's kind of crazy. 27 months. That's 3 PT babies. Wow. Belongs in a museum. What belongs in a museum? Oh, the my keyboard invoice. Yeah. Well, my keyboard was a bit of a disaster in that respect. I don't think it was ever malicious. Like, I don't think David and Yulia set out to upset people or hurt people, or to ever be in a position where the business failed. Like, that just happens. And at some point in the industry, it is going to happen to a vendor who is classed as good and doesn't want to do negative things, because things are going wrong all the time. Lots of other vendors are going to go bankrupt, and there'll be a small vendor somewhere that can't absorb a loss one day and will disappear because other vendors have failed for making wrong decisions, but it won't be their fault. I know something that I need to face into the next week or so is the whole situation with my Key Club. They have 3 group buys outstanding, only 2 with us, I believe. I need to check orders and make sure, but they have the JRIS 80, the MKC65, and then the glitter editions of a JRIS board as well. And I've spoken with the factory they were using last week, and it seems like the communication has broken down between my Key Club and the factory. The factory have told me that they've downed tools on the whole project, and they're not working with my Key Club anymore. My Key Club's last stance a couple of weeks ago was that they had paid the factory and hadn't received the product, so they were still chasing the factory. It's all a bit of a game of whispering, but so I don't really know what the truth is. But we have legal representation in China that's looking into it for us to see if there's anything we can do to either force the factory to procure the boards and manufacture the things that we've ordered, or if we can encourage my Key Club to actually refund us. Suffice it to say that we don't know what the answer is going to be yet, but as soon as we do, we'll feed that back to customers. I suspect what ultimately is going to be the answer is that PT will have to take a loss on it, and we'll have to write off that high 5-figure sum. Well, it won't be a high 5-figure sum. It's not going to be like 90 grand, but it's going to be a 5-figure sum. Yeah, it's going to be a 5-figure sum, and we'll have to refund customers, but not get a refund from my Key Club. I suspect is where it's ultimately going to end. I was talking about this a little bit on Black Simon's server earlier on today, or yesterday. I've lost track of the days a little bit. It's frustrating, but that's why you guys have vendors in place, right? So that you guys, if anything goes wrong, you guys can get your money back. That's the whole point of vendors existing to an extent. So yeah, we might be able to do something like either with store credit or refunds, or we've actually been speaking to another manufacturer of boards that we sell to see if we can't move customers from one product over to another for relatively little cost and small MOQ. So that might be another option as well. We just need to flesh all of that out before I present it to customers, and I suspect it'll be the back end of next week, so like a week on Friday coming, when I send that out to customers to say, this is what's happened, these are your options, this is where we're going with it. But yeah, ultimately I suspect I'll be footing the bill for my Key Club not being around anymore. Some factories are super dodgy, to be honest. Wouldn't put it past a factory trying to get paid twice. Yeah, like that is a possibility. I've seen it before where that's happened. I've seen it before where factories have charged people, changed the price afterwards, and there is sometimes an issue with contracts. There's often an issue with perception and the way that people speak in Chinese group buys. and Chinese production. So it's interesting to see how that goes. I know we had it quite recently with a KKB set where the designer had fallen out with KKB themselves, and that led to some things not being quite correct on the KKB instant set. I think it was the ISO enter was not double shot or triple shot, it was pad printed and double shot together to get the third colorway. And yeah, sometimes that does happen. It's all down to what I said before about relationships breaking down, and sometimes people not being able to see past a single decision that they don't like. It's not great, but it happens, and it's one of those things. Some other pictures of the PT-175 on the Zed Frontier. Nice, yeah. I did take some nice pictures of the Acorn version I have here. It's actually downstairs at the minute in the workshop, because I didn't bring it back upstairs after taking the pictures outside. For the price, the PT-175 it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It sounds great. It feels great. It goes together really well. The finishes is lovely. TKD are doing well, guys. TKD are doing well. Right, that's all the switches out. Now time to take out the stabilizers, and then we'll give them a little tune-up. And then once we've given them a tune-up, we can rebuild the new board. Now, I am on a time limit today. I do have to be home by 10:30. I've been informed by my wife, because she flies to America tomorrow morning. So we may not get this finished today, but I will try and get as close as I can. Waiting for that proper seal release. Yeah, that's not too far away either. There is the Seal Cosmos version that's live now. You can pick that one up if you're interested, JQ. I don't know if that's something you like or not, but that is an option. Okay. Yeah, we'll rebuild the stabs and we'll tune them. I'm not going to take these apart and clean them, Chart Music, but I will make sure that they're as good as I can based on what we have here today. Every time your wife says you want your home by a certain time, me and the child giggles. So the thing is, she just wants to have like a little bit of the night together before she goes away tomorrow. That's all. So, yeah, which I completely understand and expect. So, yeah, like who am I to complain at that? Who am I to complain? Right. Okay. Let's get the fresh PCB out. I want this so bad, but I also want the JO1 and JO3. So, I have been remiss in my duties on the JO1. The JO3 is going to wait. It's just not something I'm going to be able to do in a short time frame. But the JO1 is nearly ready to go into pre-order. I have to sit down with Manu this week and go through a few things. But I'm hoping to be able to do that pretty soon. I just need to find a brush for my lube now. Have I dropped it? No. Okay, let's do these one at a time. On the note of the TKD was the reason for the delay in the Cycle 8 on Notion, so it got moved back to early next year delivery. Super excited for it as my first TKD proof product. Hopefully not last. Mainly just from a production perspective, it's still on target to finish production this year, but realistically, for us to be able to get that here to the UK and shipped out to customers before Christmas, it's going to be almost impossible. So it's more of a case of just making sure that the timescale is realistic. So I know it's always disappointing when things slide back, but you know, I'd rather the whole point of us having the updates in place is to keep you guys informed and for you guys to be able to see if there has been a delay. So that it's working as intended, really. JO1 with the copper patina is going right in the basket. Nice, yeah. Do you know, I've been really remiss because I took the prototypes to ClackyCon, and I still haven't taken them out of my flight case at the minute. They're still in the flight case. They're in the workshop still. They're downstairs, literally in front of my my black American truck. So yeah, I do need to get that sorted though. So I'll be working with Manu this week
Incredible.
to get everything together and sorted and ready to put it into pre-order. I think we can get it done pretty quickly. What's the shelf life on the coffee after you've frozen it? I would recommend for any coffee keeping it frozen for no more than about 3 or 4 months. Like once you get to about 4 months with coffee, I think that it's probably going to start to be past its best once you defrost it. So yeah, coffee can last 3 or 4 months, but any longer than that, I'd probably look to get some fresh. Of course, your mileage may vary. You might be okay with it. I think that's just where I'm comfortable. Anything longer than that tends to get freezer burn in my experience. Netsy, hey man, good to see you, dude. I hope you're doing well. Okay. Now the good news is we don't need to tune all of the stabilizers that we took out of the old board, because we don't need to put them all back into this board, which is great. ISO uses 1 fewer stabilizer than ANSI does. Oh man, I'm gonna give this wire a clean. I was trying not to clean the wires too much, but I'm gonna have to clean this one. My palette is less refined. Like, yeah, I mean, it's different for everyone, right? Like the amount of freezer burn people can detect in coffee is probably different from person to person. I'm probably just like, I have a lot easier access to beans than most people do as well, having a coffee company. So yeah, like it's rare I even put anything in the freezer because we just get through so much of it. If I'm ever up your way, I can offer my service to help you unpack them as long as I can have a type on them. Dude, yeah. And you're more than welcome to visit the workshop, dude. You're more than welcome. What kind of yogurt are you putting on the stabs? This is 205 grade 2 Crytox lubricant. There we go. And these were already pre-lubed, so I'm only just tuning them by adding a little bit of lubricant to the wires. We can retune them a little bit once the board's built if needs be, but I think this is going to be okay for them, for chart music when we build it. We'll see. We can always tune them later on if we need to. Okay. Go. Let's get these stabilizers back into the board, and then we can install the plate and the switches, and then we can see if we've got time to solder. We should have enough time to solder it. I've got just over an hour of stream time left today. Looks tasty. Yeah, sure. I used to use dielectric grease saber class. Yeah, I moved to 205 grade 0 about 6 years ago. I tried a lot of lubes over the time, and about 6 years ago I just kind of like the way to use 205 grade 0 clicked with me. Sorry, not grade 0, grade 2, sorry, it's 205 G2, not G0, sorry, I apologize, I'm speaking out of turn there. GVB, no worries man, take care. You need to get some more fiction blend soon. Yeah, no worries, dude. It's actually roasting today's fiction blend. Is the Neon the only one with a PC top in the Lumen Key 60, Alex? I believe so from memory, yeah. I believe that's correct. Right, okay. That is stabilizers installed. Looking pretty swish. Camera, please focus. There we go. Time to get the PCB in plate. And we do have an additional switch. So ISO uses one more switch for UK layout of ISO. In fact, all variants do have one more switch than ANSI. This is going to go on the escape key. And it's a Texi safety switch. Which we're going to pop on the escape key there because that's what Chartered Music has requested for this build. He originally wanted it on a spacebar, and I got an email off of him the other day saying, "No, put it on the escape key." So that's what we're going to do today. Okay. So now we're just installing the switches. And then we can go through and I don't know if there's any existing builds of it, Death Rage. I'm not sure. I don't think I've seen one. Better than Blade and Grinder and Metal Cafetiere. These are tangerine, 67-gram tangerines going by the colour of the stem. So unless these have been spring swapped, which they may have been because they have been filmed as well and lubed with these switches. Bean to cut machines are quite good. I have a bean to cut machine at home. It's a Sage Oracle Touch, I think it's called, and it's pretty good. It's not great on the milk, but it's fine. I much prefer being at work and being able to use the Londinium espresso machine here. But yeah, I have a reasonable coffee setup at home. Good coffee makes the day a lot better. Coffee at PTHQ is incredible. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I do have dreams of opening up a little coffee shop one day. I don't know if it'll ever actually happen. It had been in the plan for next year, but I just don't know if we're going to get around to it now. Not sure if we're going to get around to it. We'll see. They are 67-degree tangies. Nice. Yeah. They feel pretty consistent, so you've done a reasonably good job of lubing them, dude. I have an expensive Siemens bean to cut machine and it's total trash compared to hand preparing coffee and sits at the back of a cupboard. I've never tried any of the Siemens machines. I've never tried any of those. I would like an ACS Vostok. That I think is something that I do want to buy at some point. The sad news is they're not cheap. So I don't know if it'll ever actually happen, but I would like to. I would like to buy one. Okay. I wonder if Lightning actually bought MT New Dolch in the end. I should have a look. Has Darling done about as well as you expected or better? It started off really well. It started off about where I expected it to be. I think it's dropped off in recent days. Like the first couple of days and the last couple of days tend to be the biggest kind of traffic on any group buy, really. It's probably a little bit lower now than what I was expecting it to be at this stage overall, but it started off well, and I think it'll finish strong as well. We'll just have to see how that goes. Just putting these switches in so I know they're going in the right spots with some keycaps on. I think this is going to be a 1.5U key. Is that going to be 1.25U? Right, what have we got going on here? Is that? Right, so that's definitely that. Wait, that can't have been the key that was there. What's the shift key? Let's see what's the shift key. What was the key on the bottom row? That has to be a 1.25. This has to be a 1.25U key as well. It has to be a 1.25U key. I don't want to put all the keycaps on yet, but there we go. Yeah, there we go. Looks good to me. Okay, time for some soldering. How is the lava doing?
Tasty, tasty.
I don't know how to answer that. Like, because I don't know is the real answer. For the lava, we're only selling it to people who joined GMK Nerve and wanted to get a guaranteed unit. And whilst that was a few people, it wasn't a ton. And I think most of the people who are going for lava are going through the form for the raffle. And I don't know what's happening on the raffle side of it because we're not involved in that. So there we go. That's the answer to that. I just don't know the answer. Cool. That's everything ready to solder. And whilst we're soldering, guys, we'll do a bit of an AMA. If there's ever any question you've wanted to ask someone who knows a bit about keyboards, or you've ever wanted to ask me about anything in general, now's the time to ask. All you need to do is tag me with @jprototypist and ask any question. It can be about any topic at all. Doesn't have to be keyboard related. It can be any topic you like. If there's something you'd like an answer on, or something you'd like help with, I'll try and help. All you need to do is just tag me @jprototypist and ask your question, and whilst I'm soldering, I'll try and answer as many of those as I can. Okay, solder time. Where is my cable? There it is. Apologies for the noise there, guys. My cable was kind of trapped underneath a million things. Move the mouse out of the way so we don't burn it. Right, let's get this soldering on the go. When Topra, my wallet is waiting. So at the moment, I'm waiting on KLC to actually send me all the Topra stuff that we ordered. I think it's going to come with the TGR Laner, which should be on its way to us very, very soon. We paid for it probably like 8 weeks ago now, and we've just not heard any movement of it. So that's up to KLC whenever they're ready to ship it. I also need to reach out to Sipula again. I know I said this last week, but this week just gone has been a bit busy. So as soon as I speak to Sipula, we'll be able to get some PCBs on order as well. Appreciate that the timelines aren't quick, but until KLC ship it, there's not much I can do, unfortunately. We shall have Topra bits soon. Don't you worry about that. It will happen. Do you have a racing sim? No, I've had one in the past. I don't have one anymore. I've done a few track days as well. I'm pretty handy behind the wheel of a car. I'm not like some race god or anything. I have a friend called Stephen who's just phenomenal at that kind of thing. He did the Caterham Academy a few years ago and won his championship, and he's just got a different vision for how cars work and how they can perform on track than I do. But I'm pretty handy. I can hold my own. Like, If I go go-karting, I'm usually up there on the leaderboard. Toes is usually the only one that's ahead of me. So, yeah. Is this a Topra conversion for the JO2? Yeah, that's one of the things that we're working on with Sipula, but I also want to have a lot of his PCBs in stock. So we just need to work that out and get them ordered. So, yeah. Shouldn't be too far away. As I say, the reason why I've stalled on it is because I'm waiting for KLC to send out the PCB, the Topra components as well. Like that's kind of like key for us. I don't want to have like just some bits in stock and not other bits. So yeah, that's what I'm waiting on right now. Does the pre-order price generally differ from the in-stock price similar to group buys? Yes, Gimson. Usually the in-stock, so usually the cheapest is group buy. Pre-orders are a tiny bit more expensive, 5 to 10% more expensive than group buy, and then in-stock is 5 to 10% more expensive again. It really depends on product to product, but yeah, you can usually expect it to jump up a little bit in price either way. Group buy is always going to be the lowest price that we have something for, and the in-stock price is kind of like the retail price. So if you join it in the group buy or the pre-order, because you're having to wait for it and you're getting a little bit earlier than the people who buy it in stock, you basically pay a little bit less. So yeah, no fun for the fumes. No, like it's not a huge amount of soldering, so I don't think we need anything for the fumes in here. It's quite good airflow in this room. It's more than fine. If I was soldering all day, I would do, or if I was soldering more than 1 or 2 boards, I would do. But when it's just such a small amount of solder, I'm not too worried about it. JO3 Topra, maybe if the JO2 Topra kits sell well and people are interested in JO1 Topra, we might offer it for the JO3 as well. Maybe, we'll see. We'll see. Can we zoom in into a view of the soldering? Sure, I can do that for you. Does PBS Profile have a particular sound signature or tendency towards one? Not that I've seen, Brumble. It's a really interesting profile. I've only used it on blank so far as well, and on one keyboard. So I can't say whether it does have a huge impact on sound or not. But it's really nice to type on. It does sound good from what I've experienced. So your mileage may vary and all of that kind of thing, of course. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it sounds when I've used it on my keyboard. Bruce says, do you have any plans to scale up PT in the future? Any plans to do something like Novel Keys is doing with KeyCult? If you were to do something like that, what would it be? So Novel Keys is probably about 5 times the size of PT in terms of revenue, capital, and staff. Like the market in the US is just so much bigger than it is here in the UK, and the market in the US is bigger than it's like 3 times the size of the EU market, I'd suggest, and about 10 times the size of the UK market. I think what Novel Keys are trying to do with KeyCult is keep a premium brand and make it more accessible, and I completely understand why they're trying to do that. Like, that just makes sense from a business perspective. People are going to disagree with it and not like it, and that's fine. Like I've talked before earlier about how business decisions can be liked or disliked by people based on their perception of it. I don't think there's any really good brands in the UK right now for us to be able to do that with, because they're all kind of already tied into how they run. So AKB, for example, is very much doing their own thing, and James is really good at doing that as well. And we run a lot of AKB or Canon Keys products as well. So I think that's fine. Zondat is no longer around. You know, and then a lot of the other UK kind of design houses are pretty small. Cutie Club do their own thing. Hand engineering is gone, not around anymore, so that's kind of an irrelevant one as well. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anyone in the UK for us to do that with. Like, maybe we, like, if a smaller vendor needed help, we could assist with that somehow, but, like, that's, you know, that is what it is. And I think all of the smaller vendors are doing pretty well anyway. I know Ollie does a great job at Serpent Keys. I keep an eye on what he's doing quite a lot, and he does really, really well. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's any opportunity for us to do something like that. Like, I don't know. There's some really good designers out there, but they're already all tied into contracts with other people or doing their own thing or whatever. And I think the other issue as well is kind of like the hobby's at a bit of a crossroads right now, where the high end is really high and everything else is a race to the bottom. So a lot of the mid-tier stuff, like what I would consider the JO1 stuff and the JO2, like middle tier, if only interesting to people who are really interested in that kind of thing. That kind of side of it is suffering a lot right now. So I wouldn't want to invest in something that doesn't have potential to grow. So yeah, so we'll see. One of the reasons why I want to do a prototypist meetup next year, though, is to kind of encourage people who aren't necessarily keyboard enthusiasts already to pop along and do like they did at the ClackyCon conference, whereby they were trying to share with people new to the hobby what keyboards are all about. So I'd like to look at opportunities in that kind of area. Yeah, we'll see. I hope that's an okay answer for you, Rue. Solder temp, lead free or lead solder. This is leaded solder, 300 degrees roughly Celsius is what we're soldering at. Basically just at the point where it becomes wet. How good is Darlington? It's doing well. Yeah, it's doing well. Geeky Ed, hey man, hope you're doing well. What did you end up doing with that certain part from a particular team? It's actually on my table over there. The coaster that you brought me, dude, is going to become a topper for a POG slot. The other part is going to get framed, I think. I just need to get around to doing it. So, shouldn't be too long until I get that done. I will send you some pictures when I do it. Okay, there we go. Right. Have you had hands on anything with the Smith & Rune Alice board? Was thinking of picking one up. I haven't. I've had Smith & Rune boards in the past. I have not tried the Smith & Rune Alice board, so I can't comment on it. Where would you do a meetup, Leeds area? Yeah, the PT meetup will be in the Leeds area. We've got the venue. We're just trying to figure it out. Will Bauer-like extra parts eventually be sold by regional vendors? The shipping is quite pricey. They're likely from Omnitype. It's unlikely. Like the cost to get them here is pretty extreme. And I can't see it being viable to just stock the parts. Like, they'd be a lot more expensive than they are on Omnitype already, because we'd have costs to ship them. There isn't much in terms of a wholesale price. It'd be difficult to do. I can look into it, but I'd probably need to do it on like a pre-order basis, so that I wasn't spending money on stock that I didn't need to, because it's never going to sell. Okay, time to pop the keyboard together. There we go. Just because I'm running out of time here, I'm going to put all this together now, and then I will test the keyboard tomorrow and make sure it all works for the owner before I ship it back. Get some acetone to wipe off the pen on it. Forgot to wipe it off before I gave it to you. Wait, what? Oh yeah. We have plenty of acetone in the workshop. I know you wanted to make the hobby more accessible from an entry perspective. Do you think it would be a good idea to get boards like the Transition Lite in stock for new people? Like, yes and no. Like, I'm not sure the Transition Lite is one of those boards, to be quite honest with you. I think a lot of people wrongly go for stuff like the Keychron, but we've been trying to bring boards that I believe have that opportunity into stock. So stuff like the Bauer Light, stuff like the ND75 particularly. I also think that based on where manufacturers are going, like the big brands like Razer and Corsair and everything else are going, and mooting and all that kind of thing. I think that the Neo and QK series and the Wook Studio stuff is kind of like where I want to be from that perspective. I do think that at some point a small pop-up retail store would be viable in London, and I think I'd like to try and do that, but it's very much in the early stages of planning right now. Going from a Keychron to a Neo 65 is a massive step up. Yeah, 100%. And if we can get the Neo 65 to the same price point as a Keychron, like consistently, I know it's not a million miles away already, then I think that's a massive win as well. So we don't need that key anymore. We don't need that key. We don't need that. There we go. I feel like Clackicon had a good mixed audience without any cheap entry level keyboards. Yeah, I think so. Okay. The ND75 is insane value for money. Dude, the ND75 is fantastic. We've got the ISO version in stock as well now, which is more of a bare bones offering, but like the value is just obscene. I can't remember what keys were on the right hand side here, but I think we're going to go with FN and then page up and page down, I think. And of course the owner can change these around if he needs to. That's the wrong page down. A store in Leeds would be good. I don't think there's enough market to do a store in Leeds. Like, I just don't think that's feasible. It's just not. Like, there's just there isn't that much interest in custom keyboards to be able to do a store in many places in the UK, and I think Leeds you wouldn't get enough passing trade come by to make the store worthwhile. Like, it would be cool to try it, and maybe people would come on opening day for novelty. I don't think you'd see that sustained level of visitation to be able to consider a store permanently. I wish it was different. I wish it would be possible to have a keyboard store permanently open, but like, I just don't think it is. I just don't think that that's even remotely an option right now. If it ever changes, we'll absolutely do it though. Rue says, what do you think are the most promising university degrees at the moment and in the near future? What about skills? I think for me, skills that are going to be important going forward is going to be stuff, not necessarily the skills that we've had in the past, but I think being able to research stuff well, understanding the limitations of modern technologies as well is going to be very important. Things like ChatGPT and stuff like that. I think engineering is always going to be huge, but how engineering is done is probably going to change dramatically in the next few years. So I think for me, it's going to be in the computer sciences area. Those are going to be the things that are going to be key, I think. As to specifically what, I probably couldn't tell you, but I think that's kind of the areas that I'd be looking at. LLMs as a whole are just going to change so much about how we interact with computers and each other, that I think it's just going to have to be something that we start to look at a little bit more. So yeah, I think that kind of stuff at university would be great. I think that's where people should focus, really. But obviously we'll always need things like lawyers and other things as well. So yeah, I don't know. There's no real good answer to that. Economics is always a big one as well, which I know is close to your heart, Rue. You know, things like that are always going to be required. I think anything in STEM would be a good thing to get into as well. STEM is always a great area for people to learn and to do stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Will PC be a vendor for the Neo 75? Yeah, we got the agreement late last week that we're going to be doing that. So yeah. Just got off a flight in time for the stream. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Materials degree. Yeah. Material sciences are going to be huge. Anything STEM related is going to be good. Running a physical store is hugely expensive. I'm aware. I am well aware. I'm well aware. The only way it could work would be like one of the old fellas who own the building and run a model shop and only open 3 days a week as the way to hang out with the mates. Maybe. Maybe. Excited by the copper brass bottom on the Neo 75? Yeah, it looks good. Star Trek ship computer worked like a LLM, was way ahead of its time. It did, you're right. Right, okay, so this is a Mercury65 from Rocket Keyboards, successfully converted from ANSI to ISO and changed from a hot swap build to a solder build. It's looking pretty good. Should we have a listen to it and see how it sounds? Let's pause the music. Looks so good. Works so well as well. I think it just looks better with ISO. Like, I always think that 65% with the kind of shape here look better with an ISO enter on them. That looks really good. Super happy with how that's come out. The key set works really well with the brass as well. Super happy with how that's come out. Sounds great. Looks fantastic. I hope Chat Music is happy with that. Okay. Super happy with it. Excellent. I'll get everything bundled back up and you'll be able to come and pick it up sometime this week. Or if you need me to ship it, just drop me an email and I'll ship it out to you tomorrow, dude, and you'll have it on Tuesday. Yakbats, hey man, thank you so much for dropping in. What are the switches tonight? These are tangerine switches. These are what came in the board. And they do sound really good. Lube tangerines. So yeah. And we have a safety switch, Texie safety switch on the escape key. Okay, so it's nearly 10 o'clock. I do have to be home for past, so I've still got to lock up here and tidy up here and drive home as well. Which does mean that I am going to end the stream a little bit earlier than I would normally. I'm really sorry that I'm not here all night. I apologize. But happy wife, happy life, right? But yeah, that's going to be it for me, guys. If you've got anything you want to talk to me about, please do drop a message on Discord, or if you need me to do any support, drop an email. We're almost at the goal for giving away a GMK set, and we might be able to do that not next week, the week after. There'll be no stream next Sunday. I'm doing something else on Sunday night, so I'm going to hang out with my brother next Sunday. So there'll be no stream next Sunday, but there will be one in 2 weeks' time, and hopefully we'll hit the coffee goal, and we'll be able to give away some GMK sets by playing marbles. So yeah, so watch out for that. Keep an eye on Discord, keep an eye on Instagram for all the updates. 17th is when we expect the next container to arrive at port in the UK, so keep an eye out for that as well, because there'll be some information on there. And I'll see you guys again soon. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate every last one of you, and thank you so much for the support and everything that you guys do for the stream. I wouldn't do this if it wasn't for you guys. Take care. Thank you so much for watching.